good things must come to an end, and in 2025 that will be the case for Italian F4 today. Hello everyone and welcome to the final day of racing of our 2025 season. This is Italian F4 from Misano. We've got two more races, and first of all we have got the finale of the group format as well coming our way. We've had 3 races in total so far, with all of the groups battling it out, but now it's time for those best drivers that have emerged from those groups to now take centre stage for what should be our scheduled final race of the season. But we of course know that our proper final race, our final goodbye to Italian F4, will be later on as we hold our recovery race from Imola. Great to have your company wherever you might be watching from in the world. As you can see right now, we have the grid in your picture as well on the battle screen. But we have had an immense day of racing so far. A day which has seen Sebastian Weldon take 2 wins. A day which has seen Gabriel Gomez take a victory as well. And a day which saw Kei Nakamura Berta be crowned our Italian F4 champion to join a list of very successful drivers who have done so. Very successful drivers who've gone on to go and do some incredible things as well. 3 Italian F4 champions have progressed on to join Formula 1, and plenty of which as well have gone on to be successful later down the line in the feeder series world. Even before that F1 stage. So this is really where it all begins for these drivers. If you can perform in this arena, you give yourself the best opportunity. And now we are going to be now looking forward for the next stage for these drivers, whether it is the regional level. Of course, we have the new FREC that will be beginning next year with the end of FRECA. So that could be definitely a place to go. We've also seen a few of our drivers go over to the GB3 Championship in the past. And a driver like Kasper Stuck has also risked it and gone straight up to Formula 3 from winning this title. Now, that didn't work out for Kasper Stuck, but who knows? Someone could try and create their own path way through and try and be successful. But that's the future. We still have 2 races coming up today, and here's our grid for the first of those. It's Weldon next to Kei Nakamura Berta, and then it's Salim Hanna next to Newman Chi. They are row 2. Lucas Amalisto is next to Gabriel Gomez, 5th and 6th. I'll talk more about Gabriel Gomez in a moment. Maximilian Popov is next to Alexander Bondrev. They are 7th and 8th on the grid. Kirill Kutskov, a bit of a contender for the top 10 battling yesterday. Same applied to Charles Dupé. He finds himself in 10th. And then it is Olivieri and Dante Vinci. Very strong opening race of the weekend yesterday for Dante Vinci. So a top 10 could definitely be possible for the Van Amersfoort man today. Bart Harrison, the British driver, is next to David Cosma Christopher, who's been one of our pole sitters earlier on this season, 14th on the grid today. Kostic is next to Alexander Ruta. They are 15th and 16th. Rino Franco, the Dutchman, going from 17th. Of course, his grid spot very much affected due to the issue that he had in race 1, that it is CETA. Sevayukin and Theo Schrupp are starting in 19th and 20th. The teammates, of course. Kansani is next to Jan Koller. They are 21st and 22nd. Kabir Anurag is in 23rd. And Alex Powell goes from 24th position on the grid. David Walter is in 25th, and it is Busso 26th. Badr Al-Salati is next to Weiss. They are 27th and 28th on the grid. Nicolo is in 29th, the Ferrari back to driver next to Ari Bansaluz, your GB4 champion of this year. Guy Albag is next to Cortez, who just forced his way through into this finale. Repetto is next to Francesco Pio Coppola. Savinkov is next to Hatami. He is also lucky to be able to progress and be our 36th car in position as well. Well, here we go then. It is last day of school stuff that you're about to see here in the Italian F4 Championship. We've already got our champion crowned, but what is absolutely possible across today's racing is the possibility of second place changing. Gabriel Gomez and Sebastian Weldon. Now, the big thing about this race is that you've had the group format, meaning that everyone has been split, everyone has been spread out across different races, and they've not been ideally racing each other. So we've not seen, as of yet, Weldon versus Gabriel Gomez, etc., etc. So there's a new element into this race, and it's something that we haven't seen across this weekend. So the question that we were asking yesterday, how would Gomez fare up against Weldon? The two powerhouses of yesterday. how would they fare next to each other? We didn't get to find out when we were supposed to in race 2. Today we are going to find that out as well. But Gomez's position on the grid is very much affected because, of course, this is very much based, the grid spots, on their performances across the weekend. And Gomez, of course, didn't participate at all when it came to race number 2 due to a technical issue. So that's why he's in 6th, and you have, of course, Weldon starting on pole position. So that is, by the way, how it all works, but it is going to be an interesting race. So excited to see how this group format will now conclude with absolutely everyone in position. Sebastian Weldon is going to try and chase what would be a 3rd victory for him. Final cars are getting themselves into position. So this is where now everyone will meet together on the circuit for one final race. Of course, as I mentioned, we do have one coming later on. But for now, their focus is on this. Key Nakamura Berta has had some good pace, but he's had lots of overtaking to do across this weekend so far. So he'll finally be relieved that that doesn't apply to him this time by. He has a clear road to try and attack Sebastian Weldon. So, Prema front row, how is it going to play out? It is time for the penultimate race of the season. Italian F4 is racing once again at Misano. A good reaction time. Gomez on the grass. Gomez on the grass in the background. He got a great start off the line. It's Key Nakamura Berta, who I was trying to say before we had that moment, who had a good start, and he's taken the lead the first time this weekend. That 2nd place takes the lead off the start. Can the rest of them make their way through? But Gabriel Gomez, I thought he was going to lose it. Brilliant car control, and that is such a shame for our race winner of race 3 from earlier on in the weekend. They're trying to fight their way through. Prema 1, 2 and 3 at the moment. Popov there is battling up against the Prema car, and that is Popov who is up against the driver of Dupe at the moment. As we see the gravel, we see the dust kicked up. Gomez having to go super defensive up the inside, late lunge. It's all going to get into a bit of a clatter moment in the background there. So, aggressive start to Italian F4. Popov still looking for to try and find a way through on this opening tour. 25 minutes on the clock, plus 1 lap, of course, once we complete this race. Okay, down the back straight we go, and we see Key Nakamura Berta stretching his advantage, clear at the moment of his teammate Sebastian Weldon. Now we make our way down the straight. Is anyone going to be able to attack as we make our way through? And that could have been disaster in terms of 2nd place championship hopes there for Gomez. Still, it is disaster because Weldon is running in 2nd place. But the good news for him is that Weldon is no longer your race leader. Popov still looking. Oh, spin in the background there. Spin in the background. Cars absolutely everywhere. We've got a front wing that's been damaged. And we've got another car involved. We'll bring you up to date in terms of who that is. But yes, there has been some form of issues, and we haven't got the entire field to make their way through. Oh, Badr Al-Salati. Disappointment for him. He's one of the cars that are involved in the opening lap incident. And that is not the moment that he would have wanted to start his Italian F4 weekend. Popov continues his duel up against Dupe. Dupe looking to try and hang on. Popov looking to try and get another good result this weekend. He kind of fell away in the final race he did yesterday in terms of his group. Kind of very much fell away. Into the pit lane we go. I think that's with Albag, who's just had to come into the pit lane surely for a change of compound of tyres, for front wing rather. Bart Harrison having to go super defensive, and there he was battling with Andre David Cosma Christopher. So that was so close into the corner between the two drivers. Gomez still looking to try and find a way through. Foot to the floor we go. Lucas Amalisto is looking quick. Lucas Amalisto is looking good. He's a driver with plenty of momentum. I am absolutely sure of it. And he's going to try and put that to use. Here we go. Side by side. And that is really aggressive stuff. So Popov, they're having to defend now from Kutskov, that would be. Kutskov. Really nice to see how he's driving this weekend. Oh. We have Badr Al-Salati walking away. The yellow flags are out, but we surely need a safety car. That isn't the most safest thing ever, him walking across the circuit under green flags. I know they slowed down definitely a bit with those yellows. But it's not ideal, but surely you need a safety car. It does not look like a safe position because there's no barrier securing it. If someone loses it in a, well, unnormal fashion or has a contact in an unnormal fashion, which we've seen cars flying this weekend, so I wouldn't put anything past these cars going in any directions. I wouldn't think that is safe. Kostic, up the inside he goes. Badr Al-Salati being instructed on where to go next. Here we go then. Can we see any other form of overtakes come into play? The field still defending in the pit lane as well. We've got one of our contenders. I think that's Nicolo Macagnani in the pit lane there. As still, the defensive shape comes into play. Looking back at our leaders, Key Nakamura Roberta has a good advantage, but the battle is for third position. We're going to cut away from it and we're going to go to the race start, however, as this was Key Nakamura Roberta getting such a good getaway. As Gomez went off the road in the background, wasn't the only car. We had another driver off as well, but Key Nakamura Roberta was already alongside. Gomez went off and nearly lost the car. My word, that could have been so much worse. And I know how much it could have been, because I literally had to interrupt my statement up here in the commentary box of saying that Key Nakamura Roberta's got a better start than Weldon. And instead I had to bring you the news of what I thought at the time, Gabriel Gomez nearly losing the car at that moment. Okay, looking at the contact, it's just a clatter. 36 Italian F4 cars. And it's just a clatter between them all. Luca Samalisto's moved up to third position, so we were going side by side in that battle, and as we cut away to a replay, a change of position has come into play. I think we'll definitely need gravel there in the background. Have you had a car that's gone off? Someone surely has gone off in a big way. We had some gravel being kicked up as moves continue to be attempted. Kostic looking for, into the gravel we go. And that is going to be Alexander Savinkov. And I think that is also Oscar Repetto, who have gone off as well. So it's those two who have made their way off the circuit. The racing will continue. The action will continue. Here around Italian F4, my word, that's close to the grass in the background. Very close stuff. As Gomez not having the pace that he's had across the rest of the weekend. For the first time this weekend, it's taken all the way till race 4 to have it. But we've got the safety car out there. I mean, I'm so surprised. They've done so well across this weekend. It took all the way until this race. And finally we do get a safety car. Not that I've been hoping for a safety car. That's not what I'm trying to suggest here. It's just been such a surprise that Italian F4 kept it so clean. We're always used to the magical and sometimes crazy racing, which we've had across the weekend. We've just avoided a safety car in the process. Not on this occasion, though, as they were battling on the exit. That is so it was down towards the Variante del Parco, where they get into each other just a few meters before it. And that is the end of Repetto's race. That is the end of Savinkov's race, and they will play no further part in this race number 4 contest as well. Okay, so the weaving now goes on, and the driver is now prepared. Gomez is really a driver who needs to take a bit of a deep breath and see what he can do from this point onwards, because he got such a great start off the line that I would have thought easily would have been at least third. He got a great start from 6th on the grid. I would have thought that he could have at least got himself into third had it not been a disaster of getting forced onto the grass and nearly losing the car. So he'll be ashamed of that. He'll be very disappointed in terms of that moment happening. He definitely won't be happy with the Prema cars, but it's just sometimes the opening lap occasion is just sometimes what we see. So, Key Nakamura Roberta then trying to add another win to his championship tally this season. As well, of course, it is still counting in terms of how many wins he can get. But it was a great, an extraordinary launch off the line. Weldon has had the starts pretty much controlled so far this weekend. Safety cars coming in at the end of this lap, by the way. But Weldon has been in control very much of the way he handles and goes about the the race starts. And now it's over to his teammate to actually lead the restart away. Here we go then. Fair play to the marshals. We thank all of the marshals for all of the work they do, because that was extraordinarily quick. So a huge thanks to the marshals for clearing that very much quickly, because it means that we don't have to waste any time and we can go green flag racing in Italian F4. Once again, the cars making their way round the final few corners, and we are about to go back to the green flag round the final corner, and Italian F4 is back underway, slightly wide there for Newman Shi as he made his way down the straight. They try and warm up the tyres. Lock up there for our race leader, Key Nakamura, who's got everything under control at the moment. K&B, then Weldon, then Samalisto. Off the road again goes Dupe. As he tries to navigate his way through, could mean he's under pressure down towards the next corner. Maximilian Popov having to dodge, and going around the outside is Gabriel Gomez. Trying to make an opportunistic move. Outside line will turn into the inside, and Gomez takes the place. P7 for him. So, Gomez going on the charge and gaining a position. Superb stuff from the Brazilian driver, but now he's got to defend it. Popov knows he has to fight back. Kirill Kurtskov is waiting for his opportunity. Lock up there as well from Olivieri. So Olivieri with a lock up. Into the braking zone we go. Key Nakamura though, controlling things absolutely perfectly. Huge lock up from Kurtskov. Round the outside goes Bondarev. And Olivieri just squeezes him out. So Weldon is very much still within range, as Olivieri looking to defend from Bondarev still. Reuters trying to attack further back. As we run side by side, Bondarev going the long way round of Olivieri. That would be brave, that would be audacious from Bondarev. Still looking for any opportunity, still looking for an open door. Bondarev can't get there. Olivieri just stays ahead. If you are synced up with us, you would have just seen on screen Busso's track limits abuse messages coming through. Now same applies to the VAR card, the number 67 of Seta. Round the final corner, into the final corner we go for some of those drivers further back. As Sebastian Weldon takes the lead. Sebastian Weldon takes the lead. So we missed that one as we were focusing further back. But it's Weldon who hits the front here in Misano. And I wonder what happened across the line. It was 1/10 across the line. But was it a mistake round the final corner, I wonder, for Key Nakamura, which is why Sebastian Weldon is now your new race leader. And he is made up for all of the trickiness of earlier on. Extraordinary stuff. Sebastian Weldon takes the lead. And hopefully we'll get to see a replay of how that move came about. But we saw them side by side into turn one, and Weldon had gone through at that point. So Seb Weldon takes the race lead on the circuit. The rest of them continuing their attack around this Misano World Circuit. We have the number 23 there of Artem Sevayukin, trying to go on the attack at the moment, but Weldon back to his comfortable position. Gomez now is trying to make a further overtake in this race, but Harrison is trying to do the exact same. He's on the back of Vinci at the moment, so Dante Vinci, the Van Amersfoort car, having to go on the defence in a big way. So Sebastian Weldon then will bring it round to the final few corners, and will now be the leader, this time by, as Gabriel Gomez will now set off for one of many overtakes he needs to do in the remaining 12 minutes and 30 seconds. As well, I believe we might have a broadcast with track audio only. We're going to try and get to that in a moment, as still we run side by side. Battles absolutely everywhere. Battles absolutely everywhere at the moment. But yes, I think I'm being told that there's a live stream which just has track audio. So we're going to try and get to you that, and I'll try and put it on screen for the moment. So as we as I quickly get that sorted, let's head down to Ian on the world feed.
Racing up into turn 10, into Sunset, into Tramonto corner. Dupe on the middle of the circuit. Gomez around the outside. Goes wheel to wheel with car 5 for the Prema Racing team. Runs out of road. Max attacks. Pop off down the inside. We'll take the both of them. Superb pass from Max Popoff. Car 3 for Van Amersfoort Racing has taken both Gomez and Andrea Dupe. There is Kutzkoff just behind. This race has come alive. Gomez now defending from Kutzkoff. Dupe trying to get the place back. Max Popoff. Car 3 now into position 6. Fantastic pass. As we see Dupe on the back of Gomez. The fight for 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 back to Olivieri, who's behind Kutzkoff, the Maffei Racing Team driver, the 2023 World Kart Racing Champion.
Thank you very much, Ian. And yeah, we have got the broadcast for you with just pure track audio. We'll get that set up and sorted quickly for you. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So I'm just going to try and get it all working. And then we should have it set up. So this was a moment then. As they made their way through. Okay, we are battling with live pictures. We have got track audio for you as we make our way through. And it's going to be side by side Alexander Bondarev looking to try and defend his position at the moment. Cars absolutely everywhere. What an extraordinary brawl this is turning into in Italian F4. Rino Francot's in the mix. Anurag's trying to also get by at the same time. Oh, front wing gone, front wing gone. That's Bondarev who's off. Bondarev who is off. And Bondarev is going to rejoin, but he's got big damage. And there's the Van Amersfoort car that's got damage as well at the same time. Bondarev could possibly be coming to a halt. Round the final corner we go. And Bondarev having big contact there. As we make our way through. Oh, Jan Koller has gone round, I think that is. Yes, it is Jan Koller who's gone round. So much drama going on. Let's take a look at a replay. Oh my word. So the front wing goes for, that is Dante Vinci, I believe. Dante Vinci goes. So his front wing's completely gone. At that precise moment, we can hear tyres screeching. Oh, we finally got some track audio for you in this championship. How fantastic. Makes my life so much easier because I don't have to separate the audio and do all of that stuff for the TikTok clips. When I put those together for my own social media from this. So, I'm actually very, very happy. Very much relieved that at least for the final 8 minutes, if anything crazy happens and I want a TikTok clip out of it, I don't have to go and separate the audio. I can just directly take it with this, sync it up and post it. Quite literally, as easy as that. So good. I'm just going to make sure that it sounds okay. Oh, contact in the background there. Contact in the background as Bart Harrison goes round. Disappointment for him. It's all happening in the final stages of this race. It is one of the more ludicrous races. Yes, track audio is all good. Yellow flags are flying further back in the field. As we make our way by then. So Bart Harrison with big trouble. As that's late on the brakes up the inside. Trying to find their way by Newman Shee battling with Salim Hanna. The two Prema cars are side by side then. As we make our way up the climb now. Towards the middle sector. Big contact happened. So that is going to be, if the camera stays with us, we'll be able to identify who went into the side. No, we're going to cut away from it. As Newman Shee dives up the inside and gets past Salim Hanna. So Newman Shee up a position. He goes. Absolutely extraordinary stuff. Now the fight back. Can we see a move around the outside? Incoming there. These two drivers going at it. Wild stuff. As Bart Harrison is in the pit lane. Seb Weldon is doing so well. The Premiers are still at it. Wheel to wheel we go. And that will be Newman Chi, who is ahead of Salim Hanna. Newman Chi is ahead. Oh my word, the Premiers nearly collide and nearly get into each other. The cutback opportunity will be there. The front wing damage is still there in the background. Into the final corner, Salim Hanna is going to get a chance to fight this one on the straight. Is he going to be able to find the momentum to fight his way by is my question though. I think that's the question that we all ask. Into the first turn. The field attack their way through at the moment in time. And this race is absolutely delivering all of the goods at the moment. And that is exactly what we wanted to see from today's contest as well. Okay then, the field attacked their way into our middle sector. I'm just making sure the track audio is all okay. If anyone's wondering why I keep taking my headset off, because this is literally, I saw this was available. I saw this little live stream was available, and I was like, it's a no-brainer. We have to switch midway through. So, yeah. I saw that it's available and I was like, oh god, we have to get onto this. Alexander Ruta making his way through as well. So crazy fighting in this race as of the moment. Gabriel Gomez. Oh, Maximilian Popov off the ideal racing line. I say that, but in Italian F4, we're creating our own racing lines this weekend. In our group format race, Sebastian Weldon, fastest lap on fastest lap on fastest lap. A 1 minute 36.047. He is absolutely flying out there on the circuit. As meanwhile, Maximilian Popov looks to try and attack. Looking up the inside line, late on the brakes. And that is aggressive, and that is bold from Popov, who makes his way by. And there also to say thank you very much is Gabriel Gomez. Salim Hanna loses 2 places. Up to P5 goes Popov, up to P6 goes Gomez. And now can Gomez try and attack Popov for a position in the top 5? If he wants to go chase down Newman Chi, I think that's the max he can manage today, P4. He needs to get past Popov now. It has to be now if he is to fight his way at least to a top 4 finish by the end of this race, our penultimate race of the season. Well, technically it was scheduled to be our final one, but we've got an extra race due to the big start line crash that we had at Imola, so we didn't actually get any racing in that, just about 30 seconds off racing off the start. So we are basically this weekend just making sure that we give the drivers the best chance, and this is what we love about the championship. Of course, Spain officially cancelled the wet race that we really only got 10 minutes out of. That of course got cancelled, but I guess 6 races would have been too much outrageous, I think. It is fair to say. Final 3 minutes then, Sebastian Weldon makes his way in towards the first corner and does so with another fastest lap. The pace he's unleashing is absolutely extraordinary. Sebastian Weldon, my word. The amount of pace that he's got is wild this weekend. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Seb Weldon. If only he could have done this for the entire season. What a championship battle it could have been. But he will learn from this year, and I'm sure wherever he goes he will progress and take the knowledge and try and put together a consistent season. But this has been absolutely brilliant from Sebastian Weldon. Into the final 2 minutes we go off racing. We have a lap, of course, after it as well. Gabriel Gomez with a little look up the inside line. 5-second time penalty going the way of Theo Schropp at the moment. As meanwhile, Maximilian Popov then tries to put the pressure and tries to attack. Gabriel Gomez looking for the move, looking for the outside line in towards the braking zone. And up the inside will go Maximilian Popov to hold that position. Gabriel Gomez still looking for it. Round the final few corners we go. Superb. Absolutely fantastic over the line in towards the first corner. One minute plus 1 lap to go after this point. Gabriel Gomez finds himself, the Brazilian driver, looking for any opportunity that could be coming his way. 3/10 ahead is Popov. This is a great battle going on all the way till the finish as Popov holds himself closer to Newmanchi directly ahead as well. Really, really nice to see how this is playing out. Final 30 seconds, we enter ourselves into a lap beyond that point. At the same time, wonder whether we'll get across the line for one more lap. It all depends on where Seb Weldon is, or will we be heading our way onto the final lap? It's going to be close. I can see Key Nakamura Roberto. I don't think we're going to do it. I don't think we're going to do it. So this is the penultimate lap of the contest, and we surely will be heading our way onto the final one in a few moments' time. Kirill Kutskov there trying to sell the dummy and trying to make a late move in this race. He'll have the inside line, and Kirill Kutskov has taken the position away from Dupe, who's trying his best to try and go and fight back, but he can't do so at the moment. This is the penultimate lap. We are making our way onto the final lap now. As we come out of the final corner in this battle, one more opportunity remains for these drivers to try and make some overtaking here in Italian F4, but Sebastian Weldon is setting another fastest lap, that time by a 1 minute 35.987. Bit of a lock-up. He's got a 2.8 second advantage. This has been absolutely brilliant from Sebastian Weldon, and Weldon will look to try and haul himself into second place when it comes to the points battle. But each lap that he is navigating his way around this circuit, it is either a 1 minute 35.9 or very much close to it. Seb, though, making his way in towards the final few corners. Just look at the gap. 2.1 seconds, 2.7 seconds, 2.8 seconds. Sebastian Weldon has been absolutely on the attack today. And for so much of the season, he had a tricky phase where he wasn't able to remain at the front. He would always have these moments in races where he wouldn't be able to contend. I'm happy to say that that is all about to change, because it will be now a third victory this weekend. He's locking up, but he can do all of that when he's got such a big advantage to Sebastian Weldon, and he's going to come out on top here at Misano once again as he will bring it round to the final corner on the circuit. It will be a third victory of the weekend for Sebastian Weldon, who comes across the line to win at Misano once again. Weldon takes the flag first, and he beats home Key Nakamura Roberta, who finishes in second. Another podium to add to his tally as our champion this season. And Samalisto, great job from him. P3, he's putting together an absolutely phenomenal weekend together. But the day, the race so far belongs to Seb Weldon. One more race to go today. It'll be our Imola recovery race, and we look forward to seeing who's going to come out on top and take the final win of Italian F4 2025. Absolutely incredible. Fantastic scenes. Busso gets a 5-second time penalty at the flag, but Sebastian Weldon, the Prema Racing man, on the top step of the podium. He's won every single race that he's competed in. Very much reminiscent of the extraordinary performance that we saw from Key Nakamura Roberta, where he, at the start of the season, won the 3 out of 4 races that he competed in. It's going to be incredible to see how the race later will go, because of course that is more based on the Imola grid and what was going on there, rather than any of this. Gabriel Gomez, by the way, just to let you know, Gabriel Gomez will be starting that race on pole position. Of course, the Imola grid, we knew that before the weekend had begun, and Gabriel Gomez will get a chance to take another victory this weekend as well. But could Seb Weldon get there? Could he win every single race that he's competed in across the weekend and take 4 wins from Misano? Would be absolutely wild if he can do so. Into Park Fermi we go with the cars on this Sunday morning here at Misano. And a Sunday morning which has been started in absolute style by the field. I think we should confirm our results for you. Sebastian Weldon and as the winner, Key Nakamura Berta second and Lucas Samalisto third. Newman Cheese in fourth, Maximilian Popov in fifth, Gabriel Gomez, Salim Hanna, Kirill Kutzkov, Andrea Charles Dupé and Emiliano Olivieri completing our top 10. Newman Chi takes the rookie win by finishing 4th position. 11th went to Seva Yukin, then it was Koshtik in 12th, Cosma Christopher 13th, then Franco, Anurag, Konsani, Powell, Bansal, Weiss and Alexander Ruta round out our second page. Third page time, Busa in 21st, then Seita, Walther, Cortez, Hatame, Coppola, Albag, and then we found ourselves with a few more drivers to round out our order, including Jan Koller, Dante Vinci, Alexander Bondarev, Bart Harrison, and we also saw Makignani in 32nd, Theo Schreiber 33rd, and our retirement, Alexander Bondarev, Oscar Repetto, and Badr Al-Salati. So they arrive into Park Ferme then, and into Park Ferme which the drivers will, now review and assess what went well, what went wrong, and what they can do. Moving on and moving up for the remainder of this weekend of racing. Of course, only one more race to go. Cannot believe that Italian F4 is coming to a close. I remember starting at Misano, of course, at the start of the season, and what a way it was to kick off. But Key Nakamura Berta, though, has been absolutely brilliant with his driving across the campaign. One that Sebastian Weldon could not forge a title battle in, and he has, though, ended it on a high.
So look at 3 races, P4 finish and 2 podiums. So a good way to close the season on a high note.
Yeah, it is really good. We get good championship points. I also had quite good expectations when we came to the last round here in Misano, and yeah, to be honest, all the 3 races went really well. 2 podiums and 1 P4 finish, so we get really good points in the back, and we also go more further in championship, so I'm really happy with the result that we get.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's look at the race highlights from this race then as the lights went out. It was a brilliant getaway from Key Nakamura Berta, who would go on to take the lead, as Gabriel Gomez had a hairy moment at the start, and he had a great start, but he was forced onto the grass, meaning that he lost plenty of positions on the opening meters of our contest. The drivers would navigate their way through the opening sector. The fans in the grandstands would enjoy some fantastic racing and would also get to witness some contact taking place as well, as Badr Al-Salati was spun around. The racing would continue, and then we get a further incident, and this time Repetto and also the driver of Savinkov would cause our safety car. We would continue racing once again, and we would see some fantastic racing go on as Gabriel Gomez was in the battle as he tried to make up some positions from his terrible start as well. The Van Amersfoort car of Maximilian Popov would go on to do battle at the same time, as we had a front wing there being lost at the moment for Dante Vinci, then Bondarev also lost the car with a puncture. So there would be disappointment. We would have a spin then further back. That would be Jan Koller who would go round in the number 50 car. But all of the chaos was behind Sebastian Weldon, who came out of the final corner and took the race win at Misano to win 3 out of 4 races that he's competed in this weekend. He would jump out of the car and would get himself to the celebrations. That's what we're going to do now, because the drivers are heading onto the podium. 3rd position going the way of Luca Samalisto. 2nd place going to the champion Kei Nakamura Berta. And our race winner once again is Sebastian Weldon, going to the top step of the podium. Prema get another person up there. My word, they've been able to send every single team member up there probably by the end of this Feeder Series season. I mean, they haven't had as much success in F2 and F3, I think it is fair to say, but in Italian F4, it's been the Prema domination mostly. Kei Nakamura Berta getting the trophy for 2nd, Sebastian Weldon getting it for 1st, Luca Samalisto getting it for 3rd, and what a brilliant moment. As the trophies are lifted up high in celebration, it's time for the US National Anthem. Congratulations to our top 3 on an absolutely extraordinary performance. They will now pose for the pictures, and we only have one more race in 2025 to go of Italian F4. It's all to play for, and it's all to be fought for, as we do our recovery race from Imola. Well, that brings the end to our penultimate race of the season. Thanks everyone for joining us. This has been Italian F4 that you have been watching. We will be back for our season finale, our final race of Italian F4, as we do the recovery race of Imola. Who's going to come out on top as we end what has been a long journey across an absolutely extraordinary campaign? We hope to have your company then when Italian F4 goes racing for the final time.